Rich Strani here with TMC. Thanks for watching. We're at INTEROP New York 2014. Greg with JumpCloud is with us today, and we're in his booth. And how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for stopping by and interviewing us.
What could be better than a hangout with a Colorado-based company today on a nice cloudy day outside?
Well, there's a lot more oxygen here, so it feels great to even go on a run like I did this morning, and it's quite different living at sea level than 6,000 feet where we are.
That's a good point. I remember now when last time I was out, I think in Utah, same kind of situation.
Absolutely. Drink water, drink water, drink water.
I said, well, we're going to have to do a health and fitness video after we finish this cloud and tech video, yes. Which will lead me into my first question, which is tell me a little bit about JumpCloud. What are you guys doing?
We have manufactured a directory as a service. So for companies that are probably most familiar with Active Directory or LDAP, we consider those incredible pieces of software, but we also see that they are incredibly legacy pieces of software. So what that means is, in the age of the cloud, as companies are trying to migrate pieces of infrastructure to the cloud, for example, adoption of Rackspace or AWS, the complexity of having a user authenticated and authorized to be on all those bits and pieces of hard-to-reach cloud infrastructure is really problematic.
So basically just take Active Directory or LDAP and just throw it in the cloud so you don't have to have it in a location-by-location basis?
So let's be extremely clear. This isn't like just a simple hosting thing. We are a full-blown, our own directory. You don't even need to have Active Directory and LDAP. In fact, many of our new customers that are ingressing, meaning coming into our company, are finding us as a replacement mechanism or a migration path away from those legacy on-prem pieces of software. So let me take it from this vein. Pretend you're a company that is just born today. Perhaps you're 20, 25 employees, up to 100, 500, 1,000 employees. But let's take the sweetest spot, a brand new company born in the cloud. Your company very likely never will have the impulse to call up Microsoft and say, I want some infrastructure. Give me that AD. It just doesn't happen. Very likely, the use case is they have Google as their email provider, and they're using Google Apps, and that becomes sort of this user store. Very quickly, as these companies scale, moving infrastructure into the cloud or having this cloud infrastructure, their IT professionals are having an incredible time trying to provision a user there. What happens when the employee leaves or gets fired? To unwind that user out of the cloud is incredibly difficult. You can script all you want with Chef and Puppet, but it leaves security holes. It's just a ginormous problem that we've seen, and why we are running quickly down this seam to give companies of virtually any scale, but quite literally small to medium-sized businesses are who your sweet spot is, providing them this new managed service in the cloud. I mean, we've seen it all before. A great example is, I would never trust you guys to own my directory, my user authentication source, my identity management in the cloud. And then very quickly it becomes an issue of that. I've heard that argument before. In fact, when financial applications used to have to maintain themselves on-prem, now it's Xero and all these other QuickBooks in the cloud. Same thing with Salesforce. Here we are, as these dominoes start to fall, JumpCloud is now raising our hand to take on the tough part of saying we understand the criticality of user authentication stores and all of the provisioning and authority that thing has, and allowing this thing to live in the cloud and trusting us to do it as a managed service. And that is JumpCloud.
Okay, so you knocked out the concern. There's a question I was going to ask you about security, about who are you to do this. Okay, so things are moving to the cloud. Everyone knows that.
Yep.
The next question I have is that there are a lot of applications and a lot of processes within an organization that are tried and true and tested with Active Directory, and how do you convince a company that you're going to have no compatibility issues and those kind of challenges?
So first of all, we, like Microsoft, and I'll give them props to this, we embrace protocols. So whether it's Kerberos, SAML, or LDAP, the whole entire product is predicated on speaking open protocols. That is a major component of us. So, but to really answer your question, I would say continue to use Active Directory. Don't blow up the ship yet. Allow us to do things like extend, learn how we can interoperate with you by keeping your Active Directory, institute us side by side with it in a synchronized fashion, and let us help you get those users to the cloud, stuff that Microsoft doesn't do, or frankly, absolutely LDAP doesn't do, right? So that we begin the learning process by working with a piece of infrastructure like Active Directory, if you're that customer profile.
Would it be fair to call you the directory in the cloud company now?
Very much so. We like to say openly, we are the directory as a service. So DaaS is something we are pressing hard on as an acronym. The team and I, we kept looking around saying, why hasn't anyone done this? Like, we need it. We need this. We are a company that has been born in the cloud. We have Gmail to the core. We have rack-based SoftLayer and AWS. Our guys are chef and puppeting to get our users deployed on these things. We looked around. Why isn't anyone doing this? The reality is, it's hard. And we've taken on the hard chore of doing this. Everything from device management to, again, working with LDAP and Active Directory in a cooperative manner to do services for them that they can't do, and also being this sort of infinitely extensible LDAP endpoint behind the scenes.
Anything else we should know?
No, we're based in Boulder, Colorado. We have an extraordinarily simple pricing model that you can find online at JumpCloud.com, and we invite anyone to come in. There is no trial even. We give you 10 users in the directory for free forever. So we want people to understand what we're doing, use it departmentally if need be, and as you grow, we'll grow with you.
Do you have a reseller program, or is it just direct?
Right now it's direct, but however, part of the reason why we're here at INTEROP is to start working with some VARs who are really looking at us because of the solution we provide, and they have customers who absolutely need this capability.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. We appreciate it.